Congratulations on the film. And I have to ask you, I've read the book. I was a big fan of the book. But when you get a book like this and it's so popular, is that something that is a help, or is that scary to you to make a film from something like that?
Well, I think a book is popular because it invites a dialogue with its reader, and part of course, what's enticing to us is to also have a dialogue. So making a movie based on a book is very much that. It's not about trying to collect all the best scenes, because I think then you end up with something that might feel a little rushed, something that flattens all the peaks and that where all the details kind of blur. So you want to stay true to the spirit of the book, which is kind of a cliche. Everybody says that, but I think it's true. It's because what it means is that you don't subvert it. You don't turn it into something that it isn't.
Right.
And
yeah, no, excuse me, but what touched you about Henry and Claire's plight?
I'm intensely interested in how people make a life around and through tragedy, tribulations, conflict. And they have a very specific issue they have to deal with, his time traveling. It puts a great weight on their relationship, and what touches me the most is to watch these two people make that work. And in a way, they're being given this incredible gift, this infatuation at the beginning of the film, but they really need to earn that at some point, and they have to fall in love. So in a way, we flipped it. You know, it is a time travel movie, so we thought we could get away with it. Yeah. There's a fair amount of falling in love at the beginning, but really, they don't say "I love you" until the very, very end of the movie, where it really, to me, feels earned, and that's really what it comes down to. I made the movie because I've been in a very long relationship, and I love my wife very much, and it's kind of for her, and it's kind of a little love letter. So that's what touched me in the book, and that's what I try to express in the movie.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, you got to cast, and you got to make sure that chemistry is there. And those two, even from the very beginning, with all his, you know, age differences and all that, it just really worked. How do you know that, you know, Rachel and Eric were going to hit it off?
Well, we felt like it would work, and then, you know, it's always a bit of a gamble, but it seemed like a sure thing with them to us. I don't know. And then we put them in front of the camera, and there it was. You know, we did some costume tests, and they started clowning around during the costume tests, and we were like, okay, yeah, this is going to be great.
How was it for you to, especially with Eric's character, with Henry, to keep track of all the different timelines and everything? I mean, this guy, we know he is a funny guy. I mean, he really is. He started off in comedy. But, you know, you have to get serious when you make stuff like this. For you, keeping it all in order and intact must have been hard.
I stuck the associate producer with it.
And
I would call her up. I would call her up, and I would say, okay, this is scene 52. What date is this? So, yeah.
Yeah, and the wigs must have been helpful with his
yeah, the wigs made it easy, but it's also the seasons. It's not so much the years. It was the seasons that really were a real challenge. Yeah. Because we sometimes obviously shot in fall, and it was supposed to deep fall, close to winter, and it was supposed to look like summer. How do you do that? And we kind of in every frame found ways to define where you are season-wise, because that's really the structuring principle of the movie, more than, you know, any other chronology.
Yeah. Does working on something like this make you really think about how precious time is?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's partially why I wanted to make the movie, because I think there's one fundamental truth. There's two truths in life, the only two truths that I know, and that's we're born and we die. And everything else is gravy, and I don't know about it. So yeah, it's very much a movie about how do you spend your life.
Yeah. Well, your last film, obviously, the big American film, was Flight Plan. You know, very exciting thriller, and then of course now you turned it, 360 degrees in this romantic. It was just beautiful. Is there a specific genre that you prefer to do, now that you've done both?
No, I'm very eclectic in terms of what I do and in terms of what I consume too, what I'm interested in. And I started out. My first film was a thriller. And my second film was a kind of a dramedy that also dealt with mortality and that dealt with, you know, life and death issues. So this was before Flight Plan, so I felt like I was returning a little bit. So it's always been those two things that I've been interested in. I like genre, but I also like to make movies that pertain to how we live.
Well, congratulations. You've done a really nice job, and
Thank you.
lots of Kleenex needed for this one, big time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good day today, Robert.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.